Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're checking out a product from a company called Linkifun. So this is their RGB wireless Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto adapter. So this particular model is for both. You can also get individual models for just CarPlay or just Android Auto depending on what your needs are. So this particular configuration is the USB-A. You can also get USB Type-C direct as well. And then there's two different types of body for this particular device as well. It does come with instructions in the pack, but as you'll see later in the video, this is very simple to set up, so you don't really need to read this. Okay, so what's included? You get the actual dongle itself, and this is what I meant. So with this particular one, the USB port is sticking out from the back of the device, so this is more flush to the actual unit itself, and where those little fins are, you've got some RGB lighting. This for me is a little bit of a gimmick, but hey, it separates them from the rest of the products out there. On the back here you can see a few little details on the actual device itself, and as I say, you can get this in both USB-A as well as USB-C. It also comes with a USB-A to USB-A cable, so this is just an adapter. So if that particular connection type isn't suitable for your head unit, then you can use this cable as an extension. And it does also come with a USB-A to USB-C cable, so if your head unit does use USB-C, you can use this with that as well. So obviously if you change cars, or if you want to use this in multiple cars, then you can use it regardless of which type it is. And finally, this is everything that you get in the pack. So you get two USB-A adapters, so USB-A to USB-A as well as USB-A to USB-C. You get the actual dongle itself, and then you get the instruction manual. Okay, so here we are in my work van. This is the head unit that I'll be testing this on. So as you can see, it does have Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto, but it doesn't have wireless CarPlay or Android Auto. So this is the adapter that I normally use. So what we'll do is we'll test it with the Linkifun, I think it is called. I think that's how you're pronouncing it. So as you can see, this one just has a direct USB-A, and you do also have the option of a USB-C model as well. It does come with the two cables that adapt it to both USB-A as well as USB-C as well. So let's plug this in and see what happens. So obviously with my head unit, it does take up a little bit of the real estate of the actual screen itself. If you did want to use the cable, you could do, and that would obviously get rid of that. So as you can see, it brings up a little prompt, and as usual, what you would do is go into your phone, and you would go to Bluetooth, and you would look for the new device. So not sure how well you can be able to see that, but it's at the bottom just there. So you click on that. Once it brings up a little code, you hit pair, you hit allow, and within a few seconds it should actually connect. There we go. So as you can see, Apple CarPlay is working. This head unit itself isn't the fastest, so this is about on par with how responsive it normally is. We'll go into maps, move it around. Yep, that's all working fine. I don't really use music, so we'll open up Spotify. Yeah, see, I'm not actually logged in. But one thing I did want to test was how quickly it does actually connect now that it's been connected previously. So if I unplug it and plug it back in, the other one that I've got usually takes maybe half a minute to a minute. So we'll see how responsive this one is. So that flashes up. On the other one, it doesn't actually bring up this screen anymore, so it just kind of waits and it goes directly in. So yeah, it's about on par with my other one. The only difference with this one, and the main thing, is it has its little RGB lights inside. It is a lot more compact, and one thing that I didn't like about this one was it does stick out quite far. So sometimes you can end up knocking it accidentally, and that actually disconnects it, because the connection on this, because it sticks out so far, it does cause it to disconnect if you knock it accidentally. Whereas with this, you saw how stiff the actual connection was for me to put it in, and obviously with it being more flush to the actual screen, it means it's going to be harder. The one downside of this is it is obstructing the bottom of the screen just there, so that's something that you do need to bear in mind. Yeah, so you can see just there, it is obstructing the very bottom edge of the screen. Generally you don't actually use that anyway, so whenever you're navigating or whatever, it's generally on this top section, and obviously your home button just there as well. So yeah, overall it works, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Price wise, I don't think it's too bad. I'm not a fan of the gimmick gimmicky lights, but thankfully they're not too bright, so they won't be distracting or anything at night, I should say. This screen is actually a lot brighter than what these LEDs are, so yeah, for me that's just a little bit of a gimmick, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do as a product.